Get fee-free overdraft up to $200. Install the Chime app today and get started.
Hi, I'm Isaac Owens. Here is what I'd like you to remember about me. My name is Isaac C. Owens. Let me tell you my deep story. It started when I was born in 1840, in Mississippi, in the middle of slavery. My father and mother were born in slavery. They were on the Aldrich Moss's plantation in South Carolina. When he died, his wife sold everybody. Mom and Dad was bought by a plantation owner in Mississippi where my brother and I were born. As I became a teenager, Ian had been picking cotton for years. My mama said, "Son, you are a child of God now, and not the God of these godless white folks they tell us about, but the African God that my mama in Africa told me about." She said, "Son, the God I'm talking about lives inside of you. And I'm a part of it." She said, "So, the God of me, and your father, will always be with you. We are the ancestors. No matter what happens, even if we are not here, talk to us and we will tell you what to do. It will always be the good right thing to do." She and Dad got sold. And I never laid eyes them again. But I know they are with me. My father was Will C. Owens. He was the house man, or butler on the plantation. He would serve parties that they would have sometimes, and social teas for the missus. My father, told me that he had overheard some white men talking. And they said that the North was going to make the slaves free in the South. He said, the South was going to fight like hell to stop them. So, he told me that if it happened, be careful. And join the North, and help free your people. He said, your mother and I are old now, so it don't matter to us. He said, son, get our people out of this. I had one brother, his name is Mac. When Mom talked to me, he was there, so she told him the same thing. We hugged, and cried. Mac was sold to another plantation. And that was the last I saw of him. But Dad had told him the same thing he told me. Dad was right, they did have a war. I ran away and jumped on Harriet Tubman's Underground Railroad, and joined the North. I served in the United States Infantry as a natural-born citizen. I was a part of the 29th Missouri Regiment, Company H. I was a corporal. This regiment joined Colonel Sherman's expedition up the Yazoo River, and also fought in the Battle of Arkansas Post, and also under Ulysses S. Grant in the Siege of Vicksburg. I also served under General George Thomas at the Battle of Nashville against General Hood. I served from 1862 to 1865, until all my people were free. Abraham Lincoln signed a Proclamation of Emancipation in 1863. But it wasn't until June 19, 1865, that the people in Texas found OU that we were free. After I knew that everybody, all my people was free. Then I got out of the military. I married my sweetheart, Jane Owens Hampton, on January 13, 1881, at age 41 in Pickens County, Mississippi. I still remember it as if it were yesterday. She was born in 1838 in Mississippi. Also, in slavery, she was 25 years old. When slavery was over, she was 43 years old. When we married, Jane was 2 years older than me. She was a mulatto, the slave master was her father. We had one daughter. Our daughter Mary was born in 1879. 2 years after we were married. Mary looked mulatto also. But she's mine. She married the famous cowboy, Dave Dane White, in 1897, in Carter County, Oklahoma, after she grew up. Now, let me tell you how we got to Oklahoma. I saw a poster that said that they was giving away free land in Indian Territory to white folks only. And my wife looked white. Under the Indian Removal Act of 1830, the Cherokee, Chickasaw, Choctaw, Creek and Seminole nations, known as the Five Tribes, were forced from their ancestral homelands in the southeast and relocated to Indian Territory. They were giving away free land in what was then Indian Territory, but became the state of Oklahoma. So, I bought us a covered wagon, loaded it up with as much of our belongings as I could. I knew it was going to be a rough ride, so I worried about Jane and Mary. But me. I served in the military and I have ridden hard before. So, let's do this, I rode hard before. So the rush began at noon, on April 22, 1889, with thousands of people on horseback and in wagons, rushing forward. It liked to kill me. I am older than I was in the military. If you look at this 1880 census, you will see, we are in Mississippi. Mary, our baby, is 8 years old today. But a real Annie Oakley. And Jane lived though slavery, and this was for a taste of real freedom, our own place. God, take care of us. If you look at the census now, you see we made it. We are in Oklahoma, in our own house, having kids. Not Jane and I, but Cowboy Dane hooked up with our daughter Mary, and they are having children, and taking care of Jane and I, and we are all living in that land rush home. It was tough on Jane, and Mary also, but they hung in there. And we made it. Jane and I had 4 wonderful granddaughters, Manda, Blanche, Lorana, and Virginia. This is Manda. Blanche. Lorraine raised Lanzetta from a baby, after her mother Virgie May died giving birth to her. Virginia, aka Virgie May. 2 grandsons. Dave Jr., aka Son. And Fred. Family, you will never be forgotten. I love you. And will always be with you. Hotep.
Attention.